Andrew Berry talked about Baker Mayfield's play and kind of looking at it moving forward.
That Baker's incredibly physically tough. I think he's told you guys, at moments of the year where he's been frustrated with this, with his own performance. That being said, he has had stretches, this year where, he has played well for us. And look, the reality is like he's worked through injuries no different than, other players on our roster. But I know, he expects of himself, and we expect, him, whenever he's on the field to perform at a capable level, at a winning level. And we expect him to play his best football down the stretch here after the bye.
Let's hope the bye rest gives him a little bit of life. The other thing that I think is important to note in response to what Andrew Berry said, the difference is, and you pointed it out, Tim, the quarterback touches the ball on every single snap. So the ball's in his hands every snap. That's a little different than if you're a running back or a guy who can potentially, I don't want to say take a play off, but you're not as intensely involved in the play every snap like the quarterback is.
Absolutely. And something that stood out in my mind from watching the Sunday night broadcast was Chris Collinsworth talking about how Baker Mayfield kind of has a violent throwing motion. And in some way, being an undersized quarterback at 6'1", you're not going to have, the same natural physical tools that a guy who's 6'6" is going to have, where he could just loft the football 40 yards down the field. It's basically a situation where you just kind of have to use your whole body. And when you're banged up, especially in that left shoulder, when you got to create a platform to throw, you're naturally not going to be your normal self. And that's, I think, what we're seeing out of Baker is he has to make physical adjustments because of the pain he's in, because of the injuries he's in, and it's affecting him. There's a saying I always find fascinating in sports is a difference between pain and injury. I mean, everybody's in pain this time of year. There's no question about it. But but when guys are actually injured, when something's wrong with their bodies that they can't necessarily recover from and they're on their own time, it's going to affect them. And Baker probably is going to be dealing with that more so than quarterbacks who are bigger than him, who have that different way of throwing than Baker. It's just an unfortunate injury that kind of happened to him. And you can just see how it's affected him in so many ways and kind of robbed him from being the player that we've seen for the past few seasons.